begins in silence, one exists in silence, one ends in silence. One realizes oneself to be that silence. Welcome to satsang. So this that exists, this body, this mind, these emotions, these thoughts that appear, that we know as existence, are all fueled by desires. It's a desire body. When the baby is born, it has to first, well, maybe there's a desire for breath, or maybe breath just comes, but there's certainly a desire for food. And the entity, the baby, knows that desire very closely, without any commentary necessary. And there's a crying out, feed me. Same thing happens in puberty, where there becomes biochemically and emotionally an event which cries out for sexual expression. And throughout these stages there is the crying out for this individual's power and place in the collective. So these are the survival drives that are then fueled by the sexual drives and the personal power drives, all desires. Nothing wrong with them at all. They're just part of this desire body. In certain lifelines, certain lifetimes, there is an extraordinary desire that appears. Not the ordinary desires of the organism, but an extraordinary desire. That's the desire to be free, or the desire to know the truth. This gets translated in different languages and different traditions and different cultures as the desire to be reunited with God, or the desire for enlightenment, or maybe just the desire for happiness, fulfillment. So everyone in this room has been, luckily, blessedly, graced by this desire appearing in your lifetime. This is an extraordinary desire. It's out of the realm of ordinary desires. I know that it has appeared in different degrees. Maybe for some it's just a curiosity. I wonder if it's possible to be happy, or reunited with God, or enlightened. And with some it's a fire that blazes night and day. My only purpose in your life has two aspects. One is to fan and encourage and bow to that desire, that extraordinary desire for freedom. And the other is to simply point to where the consummation, the resolution, the goal of that desire is. Where's your question?
It's about longing. This morning when I explored myself, I found this hole in my stomach, this wants mine,
That
wants mine.
wants mine.
There's no boundary to that.
Uh-huh.
It's just wants.
Wants.
Yes.
What does it want?
Anything it can get.
But it has had lots of things.
Yeah.
And has that satisfied the
No.
hole, the longing? Yeah, so perhaps it wants something it can't get.
Yes. What happened was my mind started to go off, as it does in fantasy, about things. And it kept dropping me into this longing, this grief.
Very good. I love this longing in you. I don't recognize any problem with longing. The only problem, which is a huge problem, is attempting to satisfy that longing with something. And we have explored that attempt for countless aeons, days, hours, in this whole lifetime, exploring what can I fill that with so that it will be full and not be longing, right? The longing is not the problem. The problem is resisting the longing, trying to get the longing to go away, throwing it a bone.
That's what I found.
Yes, good. And so then you stopped resisting the longing?
No. I went on the roller coaster.
Your emotions went on the roller coaster.
Yeah.
Yes, this is a huge shake-up when there's a disillusionment with the hope that something will satisfy that longing. There's a kind of shock, spiritual shock of maturity, where there's a recognition that no matter what pleasure there has been in the world, and no matter what you have said has caused the longing to stop for a moment, the longing is there. This is the truth, because this longing is God itself. And no paltry pleasure or moment or experience satisfies God in the longing for itself.
So it's not to be satisfied.
It is not to be, as you know, it is not to be satisfied with anything. You discovered that, right?
And I forget.
But all you need to remember when you forget is there's the presence of the longing. It's a big presence. It only appears when you have forgotten it. As it appears and the forgetting continues, there maybe is this attempt to satisfy it with something, even if it's some spiritual knowledge, some attainment. Well, I'll go there, I'll get this, and this longing won't bother me. But you must let this longing bother you to death. You must let it have this whole being. That's what it wants.
That's the fire.
Yes, that's the fire. That's the call home. That's the way home. That's home, saying here, here, here. And our tendency is to go, no, stop. I've got to go do something. Stop. What do you want? Some drugs, some experience, some relationship, some food, something. Stop. Let me.
You know me well. You hit the top four. Yeah.
This is the human condition. We overlook the blessed event of this longing because it doesn't occur in all humans. Perhaps it will, but it doesn't at this point. There are many people, you speak to them of longing, they don't even know what you're talking about. They're very content But this longing is about something that is so deep, so huge. It's the end of your contentment with the lie. So it is to be welcomed. This fire is to be fanned. You must long absolutely for truth. You must long absolutely. In the moment of absolute surrender to the longing, there is the most ultimate satisfaction. You know this.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm very happy that you addressed this. Very happy it has appeared in you. This is God appearing in you, saying, come home. It's your time. Come home, come home. And maybe it's been going on all your life. And you've said, not now, busy. I gotta go find God. I gotta find happiness, the right relationship. It's all right there in the very core of longing. Where's Nora? Who?
Here.
Okay, let's go for it, Nora. I have always been lonely. It has always been my belief that if I found a partner or a mate, I'd be happy. I searched for decades for a partner. I did everything from affirmations to enlightenment to find a partner, or to heal the despair and sadness I felt. I heard you say at Flagstaff Mountain to stop hoping. I'm doing just that. Gone is the hope that wherever I go I might find the right one. Yes, what an amazing amount of energy. These decades of that search. Find the right one who will save me, who will make me happy, who will pull me out of this human existence, who will love me, who will cherish me, who will see me, who will adore me, who will never leave me, who will give me what I want. Isn't that basically what the search is for? Looking for the one to give me what I want. Yes, very good, you can be so honest. Gone is the hope that this amazing love I have inside to show will ever be wanted. With that goneness is more of a noticing of the ever-present moment and what that has to offer, or not offer. But you see, dear Nora, you are still looking for what it can give you. What will this moment give me? What hasn't it given me? This is the story of suffering. Now you've dropped your image that it's a person that will give you something, and now it's this moment that will give you something. And in that substitution, you're still overlooking what is already given. And in that, you know, it's more spiritually correct, definitely. But it's still the same old story, and many people know this from their own experience, that they have substituted spiritual concerns for those filthy, worldly concerns. But the suffering continues. These old habits of thought are painful to let go of. No. They are painful to hold on to. This you have to see. I see you seeing it. And then you hold on to something because this pain has become your lover. Hasn't it? This is the truest lover you have ever met, this suffering. Well, it's time to kick him out. Why won't you laugh? You keep trying to laugh and then you make your mouth go sad again. That takes effort. That takes following some suppression. It's like I watch your face. See? It starts to go. I watch your face. It starts to break. There's a breaking open. But then there's a pulling it back.
I'm just looking for neutrality here.
Don't look for anything. Don't look for neutrality. So you see, oh, this is much better than neutrality already. Yes, you're in the spotlight. You don't want to be neutral. You want to be who you are. Oh, now microphone also. And the camera, everything, and 300 people. Now let's see what is painful and what is ease. You try to hold on to one thought in this moment, and you will recognize this is pain. You let go of every thought in this moment, and you will know ease directly. Don't hold on to neutrality, don't hold on to suffering, don't hold on to bliss, don't hold on to this moment. We're not finished yet. The fire has been turned up, yes, and up again, and up again. And I am determined to burn through this. I want to know how to think of relationships and about commitment with another person. Well, don't think of them. This is the problem. You're thinking of them. Yes, you get it. I don't even have to continue. Good.
Tell me some more, please.
Stop thinking. Be still. Be quiet. You see it, but how beautiful. She's hearing it. She's hearing it. Be more still. Now stop thinking that thought. Let go. Let go. Relax. Relax. Give up. Give up hope and give up hopelessness. Give up any mask and give up no mask. What? Now you speak. It's your turn.
I'm speechless at this point.
That's good, but that's just a beginning. So in this speechlessness, really, if you're speechless, in this speechlessness, where's any problem?
It's all in the future.
It's all in the future. That's right. And it's guaranteed to be in the future if you are projecting it into the future. Not only is it guaranteed to be in the future, but it's guaranteed to be the filter through which you see this moment and the past. Be still. Then there's no question of, does this moment have something to give me? Does this moment have nothing to give me? Because there's no question of me. When there's no question of me, there's no question of past or future, and there's no question of suffering. There's the opportunity to directly experience life as it is, without the overlay of particular thought patterns. Yes, it's a rare moment. Most of us are so deeply invested in our thought patterns that they are meaningful, that they are right, that they're really what happened, and even more deeply invested in what will happen in the future, changing those thought patterns or getting newer, better thought patterns, or finding the prince, finding the one. Isn't that the joke? The search is for finding the one. You give up the search and you discover you are that. The beloved is here. Not you as you think yourself to be, not you as you image yourself to be, or you as you sensually experience yourself to be, but you as you are. No future, no past, no present. Then if future or past or present appear in this lila, in this play, they partake of this that you are, quite gloriously, quite happily. But you have to see, your particular challenge is to see the effort it takes to suffer. The pain it takes to hold on to any thought. And the challenge, this deepest challenge of ultimate, absolute surrender to what cannot be thought, what has never been thought. And then even though you're speechless, you have to report the results. Okay, there are 2 more satsangs after this one, is that right, for this series before September? Plenty of time. Just if you spend one day or one afternoon or even 1 hour just really telling the truth about the effort it takes to suffer, the pain in holding on to any thought. And then you won't talk anymore about how hard it is to let go. Then you won't be wailing about the difficulty of giving up hope. And you won't be crying about being haunted by hopelessness. Okay? So even if you're, especially if you're speechless, speak.
I'll just practice what you just told me, and I'll let you know later
Okay.
how I'm doing.
You can call it a practice. I'll let you buy on that one. I've never let anybody buy on that. But I can understand. For you, practice it for a day. Nobody else saw that. But you laugh before this day is over, you hear? And then you tell me what had to be practiced for that. You let it out. You give up practicing your suffering. You give up your mantra of ignorance. Yes, you be who you are. Who wrote me this long, beautiful letter? Yes, I thought it must have been you.
I came here today because it was time to let go of something.
Very good.
And I have spent a lot of time either running away from something or running towards something. And I flip back and forth throughout my life, which one I'm doing. but always running somewhere. And I'm tired. And each time the circumstances present something new to run away from or run towards, the older I get, the more I just don't want to do it anymore.
The wiser you get.
And it always seems that if I stopped, that I would die.
That's right. That's the fear. If I stop, I die.
To just be. And I know that if I did that, there'd be something available, because there's much that I have to say from that place.
You know this. This is wonderful.
I do. But
This is tragic.
it's the matter of that stopping and...
Well, before we even get to the stopping, I would really want to know, in this running toward or away from, how far have you gotten?
No, it's not to go in. It's like a hamster in a roller cage. It's not, it doesn't get anywhere.
That's right. That's right. You haven't gotten anywhere. Just a lot of activity, a lot of spinning, a lot of energy, a lot of trying. That's right.
And there's acknowledgement that one gets for running. Do you know?
You mean like the crowd cheering?
Yeah.
Or the scientists feeding the lettuce leaves? Faster, faster, faster.
Like, wow, she's a really great runner. You know, that's like that.
Yeah, this
right.
is a smart rat.
Yeah.
But pretty soon there's some tiredness that comes in. No matter how pumped up you get, how cheered on, how supported you are in running, how many moves you have in running. There's tiredness, and really the tiredness is seen when you recognize you aren't getting anywhere. You are just running. The mind is just spinning, just planning, just strategizing, just measuring,
All the time.
just second-guessing, just beating up, just regretting, just vowing, and still not getting anywhere. Oh my God, so you haven't gotten anywhere. Why not just be where you haven't gotten? This is a great disillusionment. It's so necessary.
And it's the same on the other side when you run away from, because you stop running towards, and you look like there's inactivity instead of activity. But it's the same.
Oh, very good.
It's just,
Very honest.
you know, whether it's watching television or doing something just to stop so the mind doesn't go forward, but
It's like numbing.
numbing.
Yes,
Right. So
numbing.
running away from, that's what I
So
would
then
do.
it's like one of these, like a hamster that's gone into rigor mortis. So it's like that, and the wheel is still spinning just because of the weight of it. But it's like, whoa, what a still hamster. Look at that. Man, that's an enlightened hamster.
So I just got it today. It's like all the same thing. It feels like it's completely different.
Yes,
But
different
it's-
feelings.
it
It's a
feels
spectrum
very-
of feelings,
Yes,
right?
but it's all the same thing.
Oh, this is beautiful. This is wisdom speaking.
So, anyway.
This is wisdom speaking. You knew that in seeing that, something would come from that. Something would use this form. Already it's so. So let's get back to what you said about if I stop, I will die.
Yeah.
And if you die?
If I die, there's two things that are there. One is that whatever it is that I've been put here to do won't get done.
Uh-huh.
It just won't get
Right.
done.
You will have failed your life task.
Whatever that is.
And that could throw the whole planet off its axis.
Because God knows I'm supposed to be doing something.
Of course. Anybody that can go that fast gotta be useful.
All right, well, there's that. And then there's this fear of, like, a void, of being in a void, of not being connected, of losing all connection.
Yes, being alone.
Yeah.
Kind of lost in space.
That's what it feels like. When I feel the fear of that, that's what it feels like.
That's it. That's what has the most charge. The other is an idea of importance and purpose and all that. Fine, no problem. This is where the charge is, though. This purposelessness, this lostness.
It's like, I don't want to go there.
Well, if you don't want to go there, then you get to run.
Right.
You get to spin, 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 spin. And then, even then, the little hamster's legs get tired. And the hamster dies. Died spinning. Another hamster died spinning. Bring out another one. We will try this experiment.
I know.
So, but all of a sudden, there's some wisdom that is speaking. It's like, wait a minute. I'm not getting anywhere. And yet I'm afraid to stop pretending or going through the motions of what I know, because I see, is not taking me anywhere. And so you have as the alternative this opportunity to face death, to face this fear, to face the void, the aloneness. This is the time. Somehow, by some mysterious grace, you have gotten off the wheel. You have seen the wheel for what it is. Somehow wisdom has bloomed here. And it is that wisdom that gives you choice. It gives you choice to be lost. To see what lost really is. You know what the spinning really is. You know it very well. Now you get to see what death is, what the void is, what alone is, what lost is.
It's as if each moment you have that choice, Val.
But you take that choice fully this moment. And then that choice is a celebration. Until it is taken fully, it is a threat. It is a fear. It's like an abyss. But when the abyss is embraced in this moment, then the abyss is welcomed. This is the encouragement. It's not a lettuce leaf, and it's not a promise of power, and it's not a promise of feeling good. But it is the deepest encouragement that in this moment, you be willing to die. It will happen someday, this moment or another moment. But in this moment, you be willing to meet it. Do you feel the fear? Are you aware of it?
It's not here the way it is when I'm really, really, really afraid.
What can I do to assist you in that?
It's not.
Is some of it here, some remnant or echo or...
It's, I just know that it'll be there. It's usually there at night.
Like 4 in the morning?
Yeah, when I'm alone
Okay.
and it's dark.
Okay,
That's when the
great.
fear is there.
So, the next time it appears, the opportunity is to lay there in bed or sit up in bed and simply say, okay, who are you? What are you? I'm not running away from you. I simply want to know what you are. And if you forget that, you call on your friend Gangaji, and she will remind you, stop, this is the time, this is the moment.
Yes, I will do that. It is. It is. I'm done. I'm done.
Excellent.
I am
Excellent.
done.
Then when you say that, I promise you, I guarantee you the support of immeasurable support in being free. You have recognized the wheel and the spin. This is the call for support. You have declared it publicly. You have said, I'm done. I'm ready. You are surrounded by support. And if for some reason you don't feel that, you check. You check and you see.
When this arises, and it always does, I will take on that I'm ready to die in that moment.
Excellent.
I will take that on.
That's the same as saying, I will discover I'm free.
Because the fear does occur like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Fear, that is the way it is.
Yes. Oh, great. Will you report to me?
I will, absolutely.
Great.
Yes, thank you.
I thank
you very
you.
much.
What a brightness.
I have some questions about wholeness.
Wholeness, yes.
I have several questions.
If you have several questions, then my suggestion is you see what is the essential question there. Then already you'll be coming closer to wholeness. What is the essential question?
I feel that during my life, the experiences that I've had has fragmented me, and I've lost pieces of myself. And I recently started doing work with somebody to reclaim and bring those pieces back to me. I'd like to know how I can do that for myself, how I can bring myself that's fragmented from me back to myself.
So when you say some piece that was fragmented that was brought back, what do you mean? Can you give me an example?
Pieces of my soul.
Pieces of your soul?
Mm.
Like little chunks or something?
No, in the etheric and in the astral, there were
Pieces of your soul floating like around with your name on it that had been cut by some experience? I do want to laugh a little bit at this, but I don't want to trivialize it. I understand
thank
that's
you.
a very painful experience if you feel like your soul has been split up into pieces.
There were times during my teenage years, my childhood years, my adult years, when I saw those pieces come back to me, and they were literally myself.
And when they were back, and you were speaking from the wholeness of it, could you say they had ever really been lost?
I can.
You can. So then there's some piece that has not been reclaimed.
There are some pieces, there are many pieces that are not
There's
reclaimed.
one central piece that has not been reclaimed. And that's the truth of who you are. Your true identity.
That's too simple.
There you go. Yes. That would mean, that would mean all kinds of things. All kinds of things. Unbelievable.
How do I make something so simple, make it work for my healing?
It works by itself. You don't make it do anything.
How do I access it?
Well, when you say I access it, you are still splitting yourself from it. You are it. You are it. You are who you are. Your central identity has never been lost. It may have been covered. There may be the experience of fragmentation, the experience of loss. But I'm saying it can never be really lost. You can have nightmares of being lost, but eventually someone wakes you up, and even when you're waked up, you can say, the nightmare is still going, I'm lost, don't you see? But eventually you say, oh, I'm not lost, I'm here. I'm here. So I'm this voice in the dream saying, hello, you are dreaming. You have had some good dreams and some horrible dreams. But the dreamer is intact. The dreamer is whole. The dreamer can awaken. And what that means is that the dream is recognized to be a dream, non-existent. Felt as real, experienced as real, not real. What's that? Too good to be true?
Is that really true?
That's really true. But you absolutely cannot accept it from me. You have to discover that for yourself. So I'm saying that's true. And in that, I am inviting you to discover, is that really true within your own self? And you know what? You know it's true. That's the thing. You look at these people. You can't get away with it. Just show them what I'm seeing. I mean, I know there may be some demons in there. I know there may be some nightmares still to play out. But look at yourself. You are a radiant being. Intelligence. This body has appeared in you. These life experiences have appeared in you. They will disappear. You are intact. You are whole. You're holy. See for yourself. Tell the truth. Really tell the truth. That's all that's required. And don't stop telling the truth. If you don't stop telling the truth, you have to stop telling the story. Story, when we were kids, meant lie. It was just a nice way of saying, you're telling a story meant you're telling a lie. So let's get down to it. You're telling a lie about who you are and what has happened to you and what it means. It's a lie. It's a lie. You made it up and you believe your own lie. And you suffer enormously, just like a dream is a lie. It's a real experience, but as reality, it's not so. You have the capacity to tell the truth. Stop lying to yourself about that at least. At least. Let that in. Let the power of that in. Let the healing of that in.
Thank you.
Yes, that's the natural response. I don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. What you know how to do is tell the story and change the story and substitute a better story or worse story or other characters or bring in etheric realms or psychic realms or underworld realms. This is amazing. What a power. This is an extraordinary, beautiful power of mind. It's the power to make a story. It's the power of trance. And in that power, you have become entranced. And in that becoming entranced, you have somehow simply lost sight of what is free, what is original, what is undividable, unfragmentable, what cannot be pieced apart or together, what is always whole. Your nature, not your human nature, your nature. So last night when I spoke of my teacher's radical, really radical, not just, oh yeah, I'll call off the search and then I'll search some more. Really radical teaching. Call off the search. Give it up. And then your techniques, what use are they? It doesn't mean to give up the desire for truth. It means to call off the searching for that. To call off relying on the mind to orchestrate how truth will be revealed. It means to give up your arrogance in that you will somehow find or locate truth and bring it to yourself. All of this is based on a lie. The lie is that you are separate from truth. The lie is that you are separate from God, that you are separate from enlightenment, that you are separate from self. And that lie is believed very strongly, and that belief creates further experiences of the lie, over and over and over, until one day you recognize that all of the yelling, all of the searching, all of the figuring out, all of the gathering of more and more experiences, all of that still leaves you with attention on the search rather than attention on what is and has been always here. So it is truly a blessed and divine moment in a lifetime when the desire for truth appears. The tragedy of most lifetimes is that desire is then translated into some mental action of how to get truth, or get more of truth, or get rid of obstructions to truth. And that mental action is worshipped rather than truth. That mental action is prayed to, is relied on, more than truth. The desire for truth is like a woman who was speaking up here yesterday. Oh, I saw her earlier. It's the longing. The desire for truth is a longing that you feel in your heart. The mental relationship with that are all the things that you throw at that longing to try to get it to go away because it's bothering you, because it's so strong, because it won't be satisfied with anything except pure authenticity, pure being. If you're willing to stop throwing things at it, to stop searching escape from the longing, to stop searching escape from the desire. The longing, the desire, same thing, reveals its own consummation. When the mind says, go here, do this, now try this, now go here, now do this, now try this, and you refuse to listen, when you realize that time after time after time you have gone here, tried this, gone there, tried this, gone here, tried this, and now you are hearing from some woman, from some man, from the earth itself, simply be still. Stop everything. Stop searching. With all your justifications, with all your excuses, stop. And what power does the mind have? In a millisecond of stopping, the mind is seen for what it is. In that same millisecond, the presence of God, of truth, of enlightenment is recognized. I can feel it so, I see it so. And yet this habit of searching is very strong. This habit of relying on the mind and its latest interpretation of where more of God or truth will be found is very strong. It's the cycling. And so everyone in this room has had many experiences of truth. Not just while you were on the spiritual search. Many experiences as children, as adults, in nature, in loving relationships, in the middle of a street or a highway, out of the blue. An experience of this presence that mind had nothing to do with, that you could not have planned, that you had to be surprised by. Otherwise it's just an imitation of truth, a simulation. But because of our deep conditioning, we imagine that we do it, that we create truth, that we make God come to us. So I've traveled around a lot, and I've seen, I don't know how many people. And when I say, Papaji's message to you, Ramana's message to you, whoever you are, is to call off the search, to be still, to simply be. Not to be great, not to be not great, not to be enlightened, not to be unenlightened, not to be powerful, not to be powerless, not to be good, not to be bad. Just be. Just be. This is so simple. And I see people hear me, and they say, oh, yes. Yes. And I see the flood of well-being and self-knowing that begins to open. And then I see a very interesting thing, usually, not always. A very interesting thing. It's like, oh, yes, that's right. Oh, now, what can I do to get more of that? Where can I go to get some more? This is the power of the habit of relying on your thoughts, not only to tell you who you are, but where you are, where God is, what you need, what you have, what you don't have. And in an instant of not listening to this commentary, just in simply being, all is resolved.
As I fall into this embrace, I feel your arms extending into space. While a love that will not rest blows through my open chest, and tears fall from my heart like rain, like liquid love pouring the heart.